One. No music today because I'm unable to record the DOS game and have the music as well. He's up a game against... no, he's 1-1 against Cars. Sorry, because it took some time to set up everything, but now we are here. Okay. Okay. So, no. Need to set up one more thing. And then I will start commentating. What if I do this? Okay, no. I cannot. So the game is going how the UB control mirror usually go. So I would feel happy to play it from the side of Caw-Gate. I'm always happy if I find UB terror on the other side. Opponent has 5 cards in hand, no 6, but we feel well overall, I think. Opponent usually can scam the game by casting Monarch, so that's the thing you should be more aware of. Every other thing is not really scary. And we can deal with everything, but since Edo managed to cast Brainstorm Hawk and found already Buzz's Gate, should be in the driving seat, as you say. So let me write on Twitter that we are live. Okay. Okay, so here it's kind of a not obvious turn, because of course Edo wants to Squadron Oak, but doesn't know if he wants to extend into Suffocating Fumes, probably. So that's a tough choice to make. It's up to him to decide the correct line. Buzz is pumping for 4, so it's pretty free to get in, and you are fogging one turn of terror as it is. You are trading 3 mana into Snuff Out, which is bad, but opponent needs to cast it on a cat you can embalm. So it's... and that's relevant. Okay, I wrote everywhere. I spammed the link, so now, okay. Opponent doesn't have suffocating fumes, I guess. Or maybe it has only fumes. It's really hard for him to fight this race. Between rounds, Edo is muted and I don't know how to say silenced, the full thing, and so we will be commentating while he plays. Bernas Torres, I remember there was a period when I was particularly grinding particularly Pauper, and he was always playing Lords of Ephemerate, which was a terrible matchup. Probably playing... oh no. Okay. Mono Black Sack is okay as a matchup if they don't kill you turn 2, turn 3, but since he played turn 1 Nested Shambler, doesn't feel like he's gonna kill us soon. Maybe Edo will even be able to develop Modern Age next turn. Has a very nice curve, Modern Age, discard a land, and Squadron Oak. Or maybe it draws something better to do. Depending on, of course, what opponent does. If opponent remains with one land, opponent probably is double queuing. Since it's not taking the priority Edo is giving him. Poor Edo. Edo is a super fast player, so often gets bored by people playing double queuing and such and making him wait. I hope he doesn't get distracted by opponent playing slowly. And to the non-Italian speaker, before Edo was talking about the deck choice. Okay, let's go back to the... Okay, Vampire, which is strong. Okay, can Vampire kill him next turn? +2, 3, 5 creature, no. 2 plus... Okay, sack once, sack 3 creatures, and sack twice. Okay. Probably Edo can die next turn, but he's saying it's not gonna happen. We will see if he's right or wrong. Journey is a very good draw. The other possibility to respect the sacrifice outlet was to play Squadron Oak and Champ. Okay, this play is a bit sus. Ah no, because okay, no, it's okay because then he can go really wide if opponent wants. So yeah, I think it's a fine play. Doesn't trade really well against Journey. Okay, opponent can make a lot of tokens. Cool. I wonder if Edo is alive. 4, 8... 14 is low but alive. L'altro visto Edo giocare Geddon è proprio un figo. It's true. Edo is proprio un figo. I can say nothing more true has been said. Oh. Dead. Dead on turn 3. Cool line. I had never seen it before. There is not... well, Edo could play more safely and play Squadron Oak. Even if it was a really bad turn. But then all the cards would have been bad later. I often don't side anything because I don't often have... okay, sorry chat, I will move the... Okay. I often don't find the side out, but let's see what he does. Charm. I often cut Modern Age since it's a bit slow and Medic and Champ, but I think it's close. It's always hard to side against mono black sack because you're pretty good into them if they do not kill you on turn 3. Which happens. At Radio Atog I lost on turn 3 against Natalino. Okay, Edo likes Modern Age more than I do, which is fine. It's interesting to see approaches. Okay. Being on the play and on the draw also change things drastically. Heavy counterspell hand. So usually you want to keep Journey for the sack outlet. So Journey is a bit ugly, but playing Journey now means having more free mana next turn. So there is this trade-off to consider, I think, this turn. And this is what he's considering. And if you play Caw-Gate, you should consider it as well. Probably I would have played Sacred Cat, but I can see a couple village rights being annoying. Okay, opponent keeps hitting with the 1/1s. Essence Scatter is an incredible draw because now he can have Scatter and Counterspell later. Which he wouldn't been able to Embalm Cat and keep Scatter up otherwise. Okay, opponent is telling I have the +2/+0, obviously. Because you wouldn't attack into a Modern Age otherwise. So now you have to consider if taking 3 is worth it or not. Opponent is eventually going to use the +2/+0 on something, but maybe you have Counterspell up then. So it's not obvious. You could also just take, probably. We are not pumping yet because we want to keep Counterspell up, obviously. So probably next turn we start to pump our creatures. Probably we are gonna get in with Cat and that's it, because we hardly want to trade it. But opponent could go +2/+0 and Village Rights to eat it, which would not be good for us. Okay. So opponent has 2 cards in hand. One could be Unearth. We are protecting our Modern Age because it trades well with the creatures. Opponent had 2, which is fine. They lost a lot of gas to just hit a Modern Age, and now we have a very, very strong race back with Counterspell and Scatter. I think this game is pretty much locked. Besides weird things happening. We sadly cannot cast Brainstorm because then we wouldn't be able to cast a Scatter or Counterspell if we don't find a untapped land. We keep countering the threatening creatures. And now we have a very good draw, which is lethal. We have to consider if we want to commit or not. It loses very badly to Snuff Out, but has high upside of ending the game. I probably would have gone for it, but Edo is a more conservative player than me. And with the counterspell up, probably there is no reason to risk opponent having a snuff out. Welcome, welcome, Pinolo. Okay, they had to cast it with mana. They probably, I don't know, maybe they had it already because they couldn't cast it with 3 mana and maybe they wanted to keep their life total up. We draw our combo and we threaten lethal with a flyer, which they can hardly stop. So this game is pretty much... Losing on turn 3 feels bad, like we did previously, but it is what it is. Sometimes it happens. Let's hope it doesn't happen twice in a row. That would be sad. To end a cool run like this. Oh wait, I can also show my face, even if it's not really relevant. Hello. It's not really relevant, but maybe you feel where to put it. Here. We feel more like a family. Here I have the chat. Yes, jump scare. I also cut my hair by myself today, so I hope I look decent, as at least presentable. Okay, Medic is a great blocker, but it doesn't trade well with the 2/2, so you could consider going cut into tap land to have a double white for the future turns. And because by just blocking the assassin, you force them to sacrifice anyway. So I think I would always make them sacrifice for an embalmed cat, which is not very variable. You only lose to if they have a rotten reunion, but apparently they do not. I think I would force them to keep sacrificing stuff just to keep their pieces on board. I would just put 2 champer and block. And thank you. Thank you, Brett. Thank you, Truce. They usually do not play board wipes. So okay, the Roach is annoying. Okay. I don't understand their attack. Why did they give us a free token? Because they're gonna sacrifice it anyway, maybe? Okay. Best card in the deck to stay alive if they commit on blockers. Do we need to play it next turn? 2/4? Probably. I don't know. Probably is more safe to play Island to keep up Dispel as well if they draw Village Rites. Because then you can always play Strength. Otherwise you play Medic if you don't want to cast the Strength. Edo is counting and thinking. I probably would have kept up Strength, so here you see already another... We would have taken different lines already. Okay. So now Edo has to count. Creatures is 4 power every sacrifice. No, it's 3 because it goes on one power goes on beetle as well, so is 6, 6, 6, 18. We're... Yes, 6, 6, 6, 18. We are dead if we do not block the assassin. Probably was safer to keep strengths up because we lose our champ blocker here. I don't know why. I had to click. Mono black sacrifice can really put you in a lot of pressure, but we are drawing 2 cards, to be fair. And with the journey, we relieve a lot of this pressure with Journey on the Beetle. We just need one more creature to flashback. To flashback strengths next turn. I think he will play untapped land, of course, to see if opponent commits in sacrificing their board to go for lethal. If opponent doesn't commit, we can just hold strengths. We can consider it at least. Would be great with Hipgate to have more mana, but we do not have Hipgate, sadly. We are not so far ahead. What about just one champ on Beetle? Or maybe we survived? Did we? I'm not sure. I should have Quertielmer. If we would have survived with just a champion Beetle, then we should have done it, but I should go back and count the damage. I think we had 18 power on one of the 2. No, they can suck the Beetle then, right? And then they have 8 if you don't champ the other. So I think we had to. Right? If I remember correctly. Very ugly situation because they have 3 different colors in play. They're putting us down to 4. We have to draw some action like Squadron Hawk from the top. Cat is fine to flashback strengths, now we are a bit safer. Now strengths gets more value because we can block and flashback, so we are killing actively their creature. It's very relevant to consider, to remember strengths as a removal spell as well on blockers. You should remember that. Okay, they're making a flyer end of turn. Sure. But the creature is black as well, eh? Okay, then we cannot flashback. We don't need to flashback since they attack like this. Now we need Squadron Hawk or Journey, because we need to kill their... Journey is the first part, but we would need 2, because we need to kill their 1/1s to lifelink. But okay, decent draw. Since we have the strength, we can cast Lorien this turn and even keep up counterspell and this spell and reevaluate next turn probably. Very hard situation to navigate correctly. Loading is so good. Okay, we have a lot of counter. Oh, now we have also flyer to block. Okay, okay. Now we are definitely doing okay. We are probably a journey away from winning. We can get rid of the... Because the problem is if we attack with Sacred Cat to get back on life, they can just block and sacrifice. So we need to answer both their cards. But I'm not sure they can attack. I'm not sure they have good attacks into this board. Probably the best attack they can do is double pumping a flyer. Yes. The best attack they can do, I think, is... Oh no, I lost to this guy 1-2 first round. Crunchy Piggy. Yeah, we lost game 1 by mulligan, by dying on turn 3, which was heavy. Let's say just heavy. Okay. Interesting spot. Here maybe we do not even need to flashback strengths if they do not act. They need to because we go to 1 with the life link. So they have to sacrifice at least the one of the sack outlet, and then we can journey flashback strength next turn if they are really trading. Okay, they are not trading. Now we need to flashback strength. For black, yes. Now we journey, we can get back in the game probably. We first play cat probably, so if they suck their board, we can journey our own cat, and then we pump the sacred cat and get in with the one who is not summon sick. I think here you always play our cat first, because their out is sucking their whole board. Okay, they don't do it. Maybe they die anyway if they suck their all their board. But to play around that, I would play my cat first. And you always hit the vampire and hope the last card is not Village Rites. We are dead to Village Rite. Okay, I think the game was successfully won now with Counterspell and Dispel. Question for you. What do you do for a job? I'm a math student and I should finish in March, and then I have to find a real job probably. If all of you sub to the channel, maybe this can become my real job, but it's unlikely. Ay. Not an easy hand to keep. Thank you, Clamego1, for the follow. Thank you very much. Not an easy hand to keep this one. Okay. Do you cycle Lorien? Because it's so important to cast Lorien in this matchup, and he actually has Hipgate. So he could start making treasure very soon. Very hard to decide. Also has counterspell up if cycles Lorien. No, I don't know. Maybe counterspell he can keep it for more important cards. You never cast counterspell on turn 2. But we don't have Journey, but opponent cannot cast Chrysalis as of now, so I think we are fine. We are fine into Rat because we can discard Strands. I think overall fine. Oh wait. Water into a Pepsi bottle. Okay, a gate would have been nice from next turn. Or we will be forced to cycle DeLorean otherwise. To damage doesn't matter really. Sure. Okay. Of course we draw the basis. I think yes. Of course he draw the Squadron Hawk, which we would never want to draw in this situation, but life. It is what it is. Thank you, Nerdalo, and thank you, Elites, for the follow. Thank you very much. So now, we keep making treasures, and we hope we draw some lands, and we get to cast our Lorien, our cards at some point, hopefully. Okay, we would have never countered the draw spell, so it doesn't really matter when opponent casts it. We take out the remaining Squadron Hawk from the deck, because if we draw another one, we want to cry and close Magic Online and go to sleep. So we avoid this situation. I think I would even consider casting Strands in this situation. Seems a bit free. Okay. I think it's fine. We can keep Charm up. We have 2 Charm, we can use 1. Edo is checking if opponent can already crack Relic. Io volevo studiare per esempio meglio in streaming di Age Momoga. You will... Ah, okay, another rat. Hard choice. Hard choice. Because if you discard Charm, you're more... you probably have to use 1 for Fountain, but then you're vulnerable to Munition. And... okay, finally a land, thank God. If you discard... but maybe... and if you discard the Squadron Hawk, Brainstorm is less powerful. Age Momonga, if I will publish the VOD, and it will be... you can watch it tomorrow if you really have to study. I will publish the VOD 100% slowly on my YouTube channel, or if you Prime, you can already watch it like... I still upload it on Twitch as well. If you're subbed, you can watch the full VODs. On YouTube, I upload almost everything, but if you want to watch the full live, I put the sub. And subscribe on YouTube if you didn't. It would be make me really happy. Would make me really happy. We are drawing kind of poorly. We cannot tap because of the threat of Blood Fountain. Double rat. I think we... Oh, finally. Okay. We probably put back Medic since we don't have a Basilisk yet. We can draw it in the future. Yeah, I would have done the same. But then we don't have a Charm up. We might... No, we cannot cycle Lorien. Super hard situation. But the last card he put is Medic, so he can also take a turn and draw a card. No, but needs to make the land drop. So probably need to cycle Lorien, make another white dual land. It's sad, but I think we have to. I think Edo will. Yeah. You know, it takes time. We said it before in Italian for our English speakers. Cycling Lorien always hurt your heart. Also, this far in the game, could have easily been 3 more cards in your hand. But we really do need the second white source. Okay. Opponent is keeps playing around Charm. Opponent is playing well. Nothing to say about that. But next turn we can cast Squadron Oak and start trading maybe with strengths. Aye. I think Brainstorm is actually the strongest card in our hand. Our opponent should take it. Probably have lost this game. Well, not totally lost, but... I don't... Maybe should cast double Squadron Oak to Champ and Flashback Strength. Should have, maybe. Cracking, forcing Fountain. No? Maybe Sherator Sure before Fountain. Sure. Well, our opponent used 2 cleansing, so we have 1 more basis that they're Wildfire. So if we ever get to start attacking, we will be fine. Okay. Welcome, Chaotic. I'm commentating Edo01 run in the challenge. English games, Italian breaks. English games, Italian breaks. The teaching kind of content, I will try to use English. Sure. Well, we have the journey for the Chrysalis, which they usually cannot answer main deck, so should be fine. We are kinda dead to munition without counterspell because they can just suck everything. This does not matter. Okay, this is decent. But I do not think we will start... or maybe... No. 2, 3, 4... No, we need another white. We for sure need another white. Opponent is drawing like crazy. So that we can... With another white is important. Thank you, Repair, for the follow. Another white we need to keep 2 charm up. And also play the game. Because we need to keep those charms. Opponent knows we have charm in hand, so he's probably doing this to force us to charm it. Okay. But we have to... Can we take? No, then we are dead too. We have to top the counterspell to survive munitions. Okay. Hold the list with double fountain. Okay. They don't... Do they have... Yes, they already have 5 mana too. If they played... I don't know why they played fountain before. Sure. In the rain step we can play 1 charm on the munition. Doesn't change if we wait, and they of course will crack the fountain, but they can just... They have already the mana to kill us, so I don't know why they didn't. Really. To play around 1 strand maybe, but they could not just not play fountain and kill us. Yeah, they saw. So we expected Jand at Paupergeddon. You often win game 1, but this list was a bit different from the usual, so it's fine. And we have a lot of cards for Jand. At the end, I think I started, yes, siding out all the strands and playing like this, yes. If you don't have Essence Cutter or you have less cards to side in, you can keep strands to trade and block. But everything else is pretty much set, I think. You need to keep Charm for Hydra, Fountain and... Hydra, Fountain and... Munition, yes. Could we go to our turn and hope to draw strands? We would be in a best spot anyway, I guess. Yes, but they would crack the fountain, we probably would be dead. Maybe Edo is considering mulliganing to a stronger hand. Since we have 3 interaction, we will not play early in the game. It makes sense, but it's a bit greedy. Okay, this hand is crazy. This hand is crazy. You can even expose 1 Basis Gate to make them play Wildfire on your land, so they then don't trump and you're a bit more free to play the Palace Sentinel. Here I would have probably exposed the Wildfire, so they play it on your land. But we have the Beb. Still close. I think if the cleansing us is good for us this early in the game. Okay. Well, this is our plan. Let's see what opponent has. Monarch is a strong plan. We can discard both the lands. Spellbomb doesn't do anything. Okay, the only way we could lose this game is this one. Crazy. If we draw another Journey or Charm, we are Gucci. I think here you could even pump to pressure them. Okay, we are getting it back, at least. Casting Lorien probably next turn. If they... Well, if they play Chrysalis is a problem, though. Okay. This hand aligned poorly into their hand. Happened exactly what shouldn't have, which was double rat. Probably every other combination of cards we were good. Sad. Sometimes it is what it is. If they also play Chrysalis here, becomes even harder. It's cool that we can buy the Monarch back, but probably not this turn. I think we will cast Lorien and see what we draw. They're tap out. They actually missed one land drop already, our opponent. Okay, okay, okay. Okay. We can Brainstorm Hawk and then Sentinel the turn after. They draw 2 cards due to the Monarch, but could not be avoided, sadly. Hawk, I don't know if we actually have the mana. Okay, this is incredibly... The opponent drew exactly the cards we did not want them to draw. Yeah, counterspell. We need to Hawk, Brainstorm Hawk, and hope they don't have a... Well, Breath Weapon... Okay. Let's see if we get out of this with Birchestra Recall. Luckily our opponent is tapped out of mana. Okay, we can even play Cat. We have a shot. We have a shot now. If they attack and we trade, we can Monarch back into the game, probably. Okay. Strong Duress, but not broken. Now they know our plan, though. Okay, they draw exactly what beats our plan, the one of munitions. I think if we top deck Charm, we are still into the game. We are still in the game. Or Bab. But we have to draw exactly that. Actually, they don't have spawns anymore. If we draw Charm and attack with Cat... Well, we can attack with Cat and play Medic, probably. Play the Gate. It's still a lot of life gain, and they might draw 2 cards every turn, but if they do not draw Wildfire... This is 8 life link. They probably have to champ. Yeah. And we might force other champ with Medic next turns. The crazy draw would be second Basilisk, probably. So we can double pump, and them not drawing third and fourth Wildfire. Or another Chrysalis. We still have 1 turn to... Or maybe we bought some more time than just 1 turn with the Sacred Cat. We still have a chance. Okay, they drew the third buzz. The third wildfire. Hard to play if your opponent draws exactly what beats you. But sometimes you have to accept it, like when else has the nut draw. There's not much you can do. Maybe play double hawk, Palace Sentinel, and hope you top deck Beb for... but now they can still shoot with Eldrazi, the Squadron Hawk. I do not think we have many out. We cannot take back the monarchy. And they're gonna get it back with the refurbished. I'm just thinking. Yeah, I think we got kinda like their answers aligned really well with our threats. Because there were many draws. Many draws we could deal with. Just the double refurbished was the draw we could not deal with. It's fine. Sometimes it happens. You have to accept. Also in big tournaments, sometimes you mull to 4 twice. Sometimes your opponent... When I played Cool Dot at Paupergeddon, my opponent went Crack Toxin on turn 3 after Wildfire. Which was the only card that would have beaten me. A 2-card combo. It happened. It was fine. You have to accept. You sometimes high roll and sometimes get high rolled. It's magic. We just need to win all the other games. I don't understand why they are sucking the spawn though. What do they want to do? In their end step. Breath weapon. I think it's fine. It kills their creatures. It's in their end step. They want to shoot a lot of permanent on our creatures. If we draw... Okay, no, okay. Then here we counter. If they... Let's see what they have. Weird to do it in their end step. Sure, we draw one. Okay, maybe we draw Beb and we can... we didn't. 6-4. They are still not literally. We put all our creature jumping probably. Because they have to sacrifice 2-4. They sacrifice 4. And then they shoot... Yes, we go to 2. If they put every single creature they have jumping. And we can draw Brainstorm into exactly... With the draw of Medic, we need the Brainstorm, and the other, we need exactly Double Journey. Double Journey plus Beb to get back in the game. To hope to get back in the game, because then we have to steal the Monarchy somehow. I think Edo is playing for the content. Are we dead now because they made the map? No. But with that, we... Ah, no, because we have a 1-3. Okay. Oh, they give us the possibility to jump. I think we are. With the new Chrysalis, even Double Journey Beb doesn't get us back into the game. think they have successfully beaten us. Or him, since Edo is playing. I cannot see... Okay, this is one. And okay. Lorien maybe could have got us out of it. Lorien into some more cards. Anyway, we drew a very strong hand, which deserved the hand name. Very good hand. Probably they are mono white. I don't understand what hand our opponent kept. If they do not cast a creature on turn 2. Maybe they want to cast it with a protection up for Journey. They're worried to lose the game, and I think we just turbo race them. I'm not sure this is a... Because how good this strategy is for them, because eventually we're gonna draw strengths as well, so... Okay, still not playing any creatures. I'm getting scared. What is our opponent deck? Are they somehow white weenie? I have no idea. They should be mono white heroic when they play that land, because but they're just losing. Okay, that's how Edo top-8 Paupergeddon. Most of the games went like that. Opponent just played 6 lands in a row and didn't do anything. I'm joking, of course. Yeah, probably kept a hand without creature, but do you keep a hand without creatures? If you play white, mono white heroic? I have never played it, but sounds weird. Sounds weird. Why would you keep a hand without creatures? I don't remember if they mulliganed. I went to refill my Pepsi bottle with water, and I don't remember. But maybe now they kill on us on turn 3. Sure. Well, we have a solid turn 2 counterspell. The Deathblade is annoying, but we can just draw a Journey eventually. I hope we will be fine. Yes, maybe on 5 you keep a hand without creatures. Okay. Isn't it better to give vigilance to the one you put solid footing in? Am I missing something? Spirit Link. I don't think we care very much. We'll probably keep the counterspell. Are we worried about the race? I do not think so. We might have to start jumping. Not this turn, but in the future. We just need to draw Journey, but Journey apparently is a bit, how do you say, shy. We have a few chumps though. We have strengths. We can probably survive. Sure. They have first strike, so the lifelink doesn't work. We have to cast trends. From next turn, yes, we can survive one turn. You should always try to keep your strengths in hand as soon as you're alive. You do not risk losing. Well, they drew really poorly game 1 and we drew pretty poorly now. We are even. Can we survive with only one champer? We go +4, 5... Okay, if they armadillo, maybe we lose. 5 + 9, but we can flashback strength. Or we can lose 2 creatures to it. Both choices do not seem great. Probably racing. Probably we can also play cat. So that we have 2 champs, we do not even need to flashback strengths. We do not have counterspell anymore, but if they want to flip Armadillo, they have to spend 4 mana. Sure. It was... I'm not sure I would put the Sentinel Eye on that one, because you want the provoking creature to be bigger than our lifelink creature. And in this case, it's not bigger than our lifelink creature. Opponent is giving us a shot. I think you always pump and gain 6. Oh no, they can block with the Lagonna. Probably this turn you have... Making treasure is not bad for Lorien, but do we get out of it with just a Lorien? Or do we need to champ another turn with Squadron Oak? Ado will surely count. For us. We have the luxury of not counting those. I think you have to counterspell? No. Ado doesn't. I think the Armadillo is... Since we had 3 counterspells, we could. Use one on the... to make them spend mana. Maybe it's not that relevant though. Okay. This is a permanent blocker. Permanent blocker for the... Not surely for the life linker, but... because they probably gonna... Deathblade... Oh no, they cannot Deathblade the Guardian, because... it's protection from monocolor. So they can Deathblade the cat, and we can jump with the Squadron Oak, the Armadillo, probably. If we play Squadron Oak. Because I do not think we want to sacrifice both cats. Because if we draw Basilisk, we can pump... we can make our creature bigger than theirs if we draw Basilisk, but we need to draw second Basilisk, of course. Of course, we tap out of counterspell, but it is what it is. And we do this to to keep a lifelinker alive, because otherwise the basis top deck would not save us. Okay. Still have one turn with our blocks with Squadron Oak, but victory seems straying further and further from us. We need also a brainstorm here would have been incredibly good, but we didn't draw it. We have to jump with 3 creatures. Maybe not. Maybe we can just jump. It's a 6. Maybe we can go to 1 and trade with a flyer. But we lose to an instant that pumps the heroic if we do. They wait to do it, of course, to see if we block correctly. Okay. We have to block everything. Because they can flip the armadillo and kill us otherwise. And we still have strengths into second basis as an out, I think. Or just flashbacking a few strengths in a row. Like we start pumping the Guardian, and with a few strengths we can actually win. Well, this gives us some time by pumping the cat. And takes out some life from them, plus we can block the lifelink. Do they take? It's 6-13. If we draw third basilisk, I think we win. If I counted the... Oh, they sacrifice everything. Oh, they have a Totem Armor, sure. Okay, so no, we just need to draw strengths. Pump Guardian, I think we do not have many outs other than pumping Guardian and drawing strengths next turn. But we need to draw something. Can they kill us at 20? 3, 7, 10? If they flip, I have not counted. Because if they could not kill us, we should have attacked. But 9 plus 7 plus... okay, they could go 6 plus 9, so 15, 16 plus 10. Yes, they could. Did they miss lethal? If they flipped Armadillo, probably we would have died. We were at 9. Yeah. Our opponent, I think, missed lethal. Maybe Scatter is worse than Medic. Maybe Lifelinker. Because they just need one creature. Okay. This is a good hand. Counterspell is a bit slow, maybe we don't have double blue. Guardian also is slow, but is strong. Guardian is very strong. I think we should let commit. Maybe not, I don't know. Could let them commit on the death play before going journey, but then they could have protection next turn. Okay, opponent missing land drop sounds good for us. I think we just attack and until further notice they have 4 turns to find a creature or a land to cast the creature if they have it. And if they do not draw it in time, they have one less turn. Maybe we even brainstorm for a land. I don't know. Okay, Edo is keeping counterspell up. We have 2 removals. I don't think we need this counterspell, yes. This turn at least. We need it in the future. If they play a creature, we can just charm it. If it's charmable, which is not certain. Okay. Easy. Fine keep. Not broken or anything. We need to draw Hawk, Brainstorm, Basilisk. But acceptable, I think. Mm-hmm. Now we just need Brainstorm. Edu is keeping Sacred Cat in hand for Refurbished Familiar. Which is a fine reasoning. I think here is close because Counterspell denies. Okay. Here I think I would counter. It's 2 cards. But I don't. Can choose. Okay, I would have first Embalmed Cat so that opponent cannot crack Neil, but maybe we are even fine if they crack it without drawing. Probably is the same. And look how powerful is Lorien. Instead of having a land, we can go Island Lorien and draw 3 next turn. Crazy. Crazy powerful. Thank you, it's me, Wally, for the follow. Okay. They have an Enforcer, but they didn't keep up... dispute, so we can journey it and relieve the pressure. And probably wait 1 turn for the Lorien. It's very close because ideally we can cast Modern Age, discard Island, but we actually want the 5th land drop, so a gambler person would just cast Modern Age discarded because would think, oh, I will draw another land anyway, but it's a risky play. but it's close. I'm sorry, but I'm not speaking English. Caw-Gate, I love it. I'm happy you love the deck. Pietro, I decided to ask to watch Edo because I feel I make a lot of mistakes I could avoid while I play and I get distracted. So it it's happen less often. Like it cannot happen if Edo plays, right? Like he's playing, I'm just commentating. I understand the plays he makes, but so I can give more quality content. Isn't it just the looter problem, where it's always better to loot? I think you really do want to cast DeLorean there. So I think keeping the island and not developing. Are we dead? I got distracted in 1 second. No, not dead yet, but close. We just need to draw bases though, which we do not draw yet. We still have one look to draw exactly bases. Ay ay ay. Well, we have strengths. We can tax them by charming their creature. I do not know if charming the creature is good, but we can. We can have strengths up. We can develop. We can play Squadron Oak again. We have quite some play. Although Basilisk would have been great. Probably game winning here. I think if they already crack Nihil, we can discard one strength. So that we have one flashback open. No, Journey. We played Journey that turn because against their deck, one of the only way to lose, or the most common way to lose, is by getting burned out. So you should try to relieve the pressure and not get burned out, because if you do not, you often win. Folk and Modern Age. First we take out from the deck, I think, the small flyers. And then we pray for Basilisk. No Basilisk, but since we draw Life Linker, we can attack with Cat and see if they block and cast a Strength. And go up one life. And then develop the Medic. Because then they need to chain more spell to kill us. I would cast Trance to prevent black, because Medic is relevant, and we still... Oh, but then we don't play against... Oh no, we do not need to cast it, we can play Medic. Sure. What do I think of Fafo with Black Rod currently positioning? I think if it truly wins against red decks, it's a good choice. I'm not sure it wins against red decks. If it does, it's a great deck. I would play it. Basilisk, please. One in the top 25. Okay, we have one more look. What can you do? Nothing. Attack again, and maybe this time flashback strengths and keep strengths from the hand. Not many other possibilities. I like this taxing their mana. Yeah, I agree. Affinity is not. I'm skeptical about their Affinity matchup as well. Okay. Even Lorien is a good draw that help us dig into Basis Gate. A little unlucky. Sorry, chat, I'm eating. I was very hungry. Hmm. Let's draw something, please, Edo. This is okay, but we can do better. This is better. Surely we have a Basilisk in the top. Ay, 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 ay. Well, we surely keep attacking with the life linker to gain some life. Maybe with some flyers as well at this point. I think we can let it die. Maybe we draw Basilisk. Can play Cat from graveyard. Okay. Okay. Now we are safe against munitions, which is great. Yeah. The idea of the deck is trying to. I think I would always counter draw 2. The idea of the deck is to let a lot of creature attack you and ignore them, since you can race back with the life linkers. Okay, opponent drawing. Okay. We have good attacks next turn though. Okay. No basic skill. I probably journey their creature and attack with all. Maybe I keep back one creature to flashback strength for Gulf Blast. I think I attack with everything. And we have to kill them through the old, good old top creature attack, because otherwise we are not going anywhere. Esatto. Yes, exactly. That's pretty much the game plan. Often. Okay. They drew a draw spell. Don't think it's worth to cast Trance. Hmm. Okay, but they only have one in the graveyard. We are fine. We can attack with all flashback strands. And we don't lose the creature. We can also draw Basilisk and win. Oh my. Finally. Okay. Finally. Phew. Quite close. Quite close. Okay. I don't know if I agree with the sideboarding, but Edo likes the Monarch very much. So he always brings it in. I would be a bit scared due to the refurbished, but it's true that if we cast it and protect it, we win. So it's a taste preference. I'll probably bring in more Babs. Fight through Hero, Galblast, and such. But he loves Monarch, so I do not think it's wrong or correct. I haven't tested against the Grixis Affinity enough to have a solid conclusion. Like recently playing against, GG's Nick Brawl. Playing against Bragiotto, I started cutting some strengths against Mono Blue Terror, which I haven't been doing before. And I think it's correct. I think I win more by cutting one or two strengths, because too many is good in some really close situation. So it's really hard to figure out the best sideboarding and the best plan into those decks. Of course, Edo draws Palace Sentinel and tries to win on top of it. Okay, or our opponent doesn't play into. I think I counter. They have 3 cards in hand. And then we can develop Palace Sentinel more freely. If they dispute, we have Dispel. They have Reb, we have Bab. And we are fine fighting. Because we untap and play our Palace Sentinel. If they do not have refurbished, they would have cast, probably. And let's see if we can bring home this game. It's fine if they resolve one draw spell. Let's hope they do not resolve. Okay, 2 is already a bit ugly. But we have a clean journey for the Guardian. We are okay. Double Basilisk is pretty good. We need to draw some creatures to defend our monarchy. we might be forced to in our turn to charm, and we have to do it our turn to protect it. If they have Gallblast, we need to protect our Guardian. We could also pump it before, maybe. It's like protecting, or Edo stays back. Edo is a very conservative player. I think, yes. You have to charm and dispel. And we're drawing 2 cards a turn. So they... And also Sacred Cat is great here. We have charm up if they decide to buy back Enforcer. The plan the monarchy plan seem to work. Not into refurbished draws, of course, like it happened before. Outgrinding Affinity. I spoke too soon. But we are exactly lethal next turn, actually. No, not if we discard the that land. We were exactly lethal. I think Edo feels ahead. Okay, probably is ahead. You can cast Squadron Oak Lorien and attack with all. Be pretty safe. Okay, decide not to cast Lorien. Maybe they have Pyro as last card. That's true. Probably you can even cast 2 Squadron Oak to be lethal without pumping next turn. So you have Lorien line, you have multiple. Oh, but we can draw counterspell of the Monarchy. Those. Okay, Journey. I can hardly see our opponent winning from here. I think the deck did its job. Let's unmute Edo and switch to Italian. I don't know if the commentary was useful because it felt pretty obvious what happened. Okay, hand. Pretty good. If the third was a hip gate, would have been like perfect. And if one counterspell was a brainstorm. Oh, we can draw the brainstorm. I'm saying that because... okay. Counterspell is good into Madness, so it's not the worst card we could have. And Journey is decent as well. We need to draw the third and the fourth land eventually, but I think we can trust at some point we will draw it. Okay. The worst is if they discard the Sneaky, because but we can chump it with the Hawk. It's not even that bad. We need to draw some lifelinker, some bases, some action. Cannot keep passing. If they go Gutter Sniper, we will let it resolve probably and cast the Journey, so we can keep our counterspell. I would say. So you can go Journey Pass and keep up counterspell. If they go Draw Spell, probably I would counter. Yeah. Okay. One Squadron Oak away from one Brainstorm or... Sure. They have only 3 cards in hand so far. Okay, we can do the same thing we did before, Journey Counterspell. We could consider cycling Lorien, but it's a close call. We have our last counterspell for the last draw spell, hopefully. Okay, this is very strong. For obvious reasons. Okay, we go to 3. Crazy good draw. Sure. We need to play Sacred Cat and start getting in some lifelink. They didn't cast a single Lava Dart. If they attack, I would probably... Well, I block with Hawk. Sure. In a few turns, we might get to... Well, if they do not have anything and we top deck strengths, we might leave. Otherwise... Otherwise... Okay. So we are at 1. I think we attack with Cat to go to 3. Let's see if they block. And probably cast second Squadron Oak if they dart 1. Okay. No, okay. We do not need to cast a second Squadron Oak. I don't know if I cast the island because they know the Squadron Oak in hand. Mysterious card seemed better to get out of this situation. Wait, my... Okay. We go to 4. Okay. We do not. Dead looting, discard temper was crazy value, crazy pressure, crazy everything. Really hard to come back from that. Okay. What did they keep? Maybe Fire Blast if we tap out? think here maybe you cast one oak and pass. Cast one oak, attack with one oak. There is not much we can do, honestly. You cast one just to... I don't know, cast 3 maybe to triple block. Makes sense. Casting all the oak. Okay. We go aggro. I don't know, brainstorm is so bad now. I probably would have jumped. But maybe we do not have time after all. We're dead. 2 trigger and 1 results. Unlucky. A bit unlucky we were. We were a bit unlucky. We have, although we have 5 Hydroblast exactly for this reason. And Palace Sentinel exactly for those situations. To drop it as a card advantage card. When you're both top decking. It's a good idea. I don't know how much better it is compared to Scatter, to be fair, but Tommaso said you should consider one Monarch for the reason we saw of this top deck situation. You trade 1 for 1, 1 for 1, 1 for 1, and then you drop the Monarch and you can steal the game. Okay, good hand. Okay, you go Tapland, probably Medic on turn 2, and then maybe not. And now that you draw this spell, you go Tapland again, so you can protect Medic and start gaining some lives. Sure, this is expected. You want to cast your creature as soon as you can, because then you don't need to go to discard when you cast Squadron Oak. If you kept the Medic in hand, maybe you don't give them a target for Fairy Temper, but you also go to discard if you cast Squadron Oak for 3. Which is not good. Okay. This is fine, we can Journey Hawk. If opponent pass like this. Journey, gain 1 life, and Hawk. I think is a fine line. Let's see where does opponent target. Probably Medic, but yes. And we do what we said we would have done. They actually have to respect the Medic a bit. They have to find an answer, because we could drop a Basilisk and pump attack, and they should be scared of that. So this is why usually Reb is not. Yes, Reb is not great as a side in the matchup. Okay. We have a brainstorm to find Sangas. Okay. I think we can wait a turn to pump. Yes. We see. Opponent has a lot of cards in hand though. It's not an easy game. We'll be trying to counter their draw spells. Looting is always ugly to counter. But so much value. They always had the clutch spot looting. Okay, they already used the... Okay, so they bring in a Pyroblast, which is relevant to find out. Well, John is not bad. We're a bit low on life. We need a life linker. Can brainstorm. Look for some gas. Not the greatest. If we drew a Bab instead of this spell, I would have been more confident due to we could counter the spell they plotted. Like this, it's a bit harder. We have gas, but they have virtually 5 cards in hand. Okay. So we take 2 with the robbery, and they have 4 cards in hand. I do not feel good, the chat. But maybe they decided in a lot of Babs. They tap out, which is interesting. Which leaves us with a narrow window, maybe to cast Lorien and draw Bab and kill Gutter Snipe. And try to survive like that. I do not see many more lines. So you could keep up counter spell, and you could keep up everything also is another line. And just counter every spell they cast and try to trade. Yeah, maybe safer. You cash in the first spell they cast, you cast Strength. Well, first the counter spell, so you have more trigger on the stack probably. Or Strength and resolve it. And see what your opponent does. Probably counter spell would have been better, yes. We missequenced, I think. It's a bit late here in Italy. It's midnight and a half. And Ada was working today, so... It is playing around the Blue Elemental Bust, I think. Okay. Crazy. So we can block the sneaky, go to 1. Go to, be at 2. Not a great place. But we have a chance. Do they have... They don't have looting in the grave. Okay, hold. Probably Journey Pass? Or Medic Pass. No, but if they cast any spell, we are dead. Journey pass probably, and hope to leave. Or you can call they. You can say they do not have any spell. They need to fade this turn. I play medic and win. Or could be medic and reb on gutter snipe, so they need to draw a bolt. Probably the safest is journey pass. Yes. And then if you untap with medic, we can say we won. If we untap with medic, we have strength back. Yes. This was definitely the correct. But you have to evaluate. Edo is 4-1. This is the win and in. Edo has had more prestigious results. Okay. And here we win. We double pump, yes. Oof, what a game, chat. For sure, like the game we played before where opponent was stuck on lands and such are balanced by those incredible games. Super close, incredibly close. I even have to go to the toilet because I was so... I don't know how to say. Had a lot of emotion this game, so... Okay, so here I am, chat. I wanted to say this hand is good, but it's very sketchy because we have only one interaction. Luckily, we draw the other Bab. We can probably just put Basilisk. Maybe we do not need so many strengths. Maybe we do. We for sure go Bab on the Gutter Snipe and play Cut and tap land. So that for sure is what we do this turn. Then what we want to do? We can pump Cat and Balm, seems decent. Next turn, so they start to use some resources. Let's see. Yes, Caw-Gate some wins against Mono Red, but it's always really close. Always super close. Okay, we can try... Well, we can force Lava Dart next turn, maybe. I think... I'm not sure I want the second... Yeah, we do not want more strength. One is enough. It's very taxing on mana. We need better cards. I think we cast Sacred Cat though. Because next turn we can... I think we might even have to cycle Lorien, even if it's really close. But we can decide in our turn. If we draw land, we do not need to. Because... Pumping Cat for Lava Dart, yes, we waste 3 mana, but opponent has to destroy 1 land, which slow them down. And they cannot go full Fire Blast and stuff. They missed the land drop. Our opponent. Okay, journey makes me feel a bit safer. Okay, good. They missed land drop and destroyed one of their land. With journey we can answer gutter snipe, like land gutter snipe we can answer it. Searing Blaze is annoying. But it's fine. Overall it's fine. Oh, this is great. Now we can pump and cast strengths next turn. This is exactly what we needed. We might have won. Well, depends on the 4 cards in opponent hand, but we were much in a much rougher spot. Few draws before this turn. Okay. 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 I see the vibe. Okay. I think your strength. You want to use this mana. You can still embalm. Or you want to let it die and have one... But you still will not be able to strength plus counter spell. If they cast another card, they go down to 3 and we can... We could also wait a turn to cast it back. But... I don't know. Okay, in our turn, it's fine. We just take 1. We could wait a turn to cast the cat back, so we can play it with the strengths and counter spell. We only get punished by relic spell, nihil, no, relic. So it's a choice you have to make if you want to respect relic or not. Or you'd rather try to protect it and push your advantage. I think I would have waited like Edo did. Because then with the strength counter spell, you will hit 1 turn. This spell, yes. I'm confident he made the right choice. I hope my commentary is somewhat useful, chat. We pump because we are racing. If we draw Basilisk, they are dead next turn. We can force them to bolt Squadron Oak. Sometimes you can just pump Squadron Oak, so they have to bolt it. Okay. Sadly, we will have to play the top 8. Sadly, this deck has only buys. This deck has only buys, sadly, and we need to play the top 8. Mannaggia, when I asked you to play...
Per forza.
I should have...
Mamma mia, G2 che sudata. Oh.
Mamma mia, lascia stare. Avevo proprio le goccioline sulla fronte, avevo.
Mamma mia.
Mamma. Sì. And also, let's see if we can win this all. 51 players is not a Paupergeddon, but... it's a good day too. Close, but I could see him mulliganing because you cast your first spell on turn 3, which is a bit slow. This is a bit better. Yeah, you don't need to brainstorm. I agree, though. One is enough. You have a clean turn 2 Modern Age. If you don't draw other... Actually, you have turn 2 Squadron Hawk. What's the record? We are in top 8. He's 5-1. This is the first match of the top 8. Oh, a white weenie. Okay. Okay. Every little thing is gonna be alright. Okay, so of course you lose the game if you miss land drops with Caw-Gate, so that's why we digged so much. Even not making for full value of the brainstorm Hawk combo. If I think the best draw is untapped land, so we can aggressively journey Raffin to, because it does a lot of damage over time, and cast Modern Age, but okay. I think yeah, I like this play because Raffin is very annoying over time. 3-2 doesn't trade well with your, like you have to give them a creature to trade with it, and it just hit Outlaw Medic. So yeah, and they do not have many targets to journey. So I think okay, if they charm here instead of on a creature while you're pumping, or on a prismatic strands in your graveyard, I think you're overall happy. Probably it's close between Modern Age and Second Land, I think. What are we gonna do? Sacred Cat? I think I always want to keep 2 life linkers because they might journey or charm the second. Probably we have enough card advantage with Brainstorm Hawk. We don't need the second Modern Age, even if it's a good blocker. So it's a close call, I think. Okay, Traben, we do not care. Chocobo we can charm. Park Beast is annoying. 3-2, 4-2, I think we have to champ the 4-2 at least. I don't know about the others. I would have to count. 4-2 is too much damage. There is 2 plus 3, 5. Okay. Okay, seems reasonable. Digging towards prismatic strands. Can we pump and keep Hipgate? No, charm. We might want to charm. What if we double pump actually? Oh, we might lose to battle to the hymn. So probably we need to charm the Chocobo in our turn. Maybe we can wait 1 turn to pump. It's a little bit risky because they can keep up strengths, but Going Charm Hawk doesn't seem bad. Okay. We just have to fade one turn. Let's hope the cat survives for one turn. We didn't draw any strands, so eventually those are gonna be great, but here we have a good block on the Pack Beast with the Squadron Hawk, and we untap with Basilisk and Counterspell, which is pretty safe. Also Brainstorm, if we draw 2 lands in a row, we can shuffle them back with Squadron Hawk. So, a very solid position. Probably next turn we are gonna... Well, depending on what we draw, we could no. We're one short from keeping Counterspell up, which I think we might want in the future turns against the +2/+2. So probably we single pump Sacred Cat, and that beats the race of the Pack Beast at the moment. And we have to protect the cat from Journey and Charm. If we lose the cat, we have lost. Another very annoying situation is Prismatic Strands. Okay, they disconnected. So they were not thinking for a long time, as I thought they would. Next turn we punt for 5/6. They could try to trade there on the cut pump, but I think we're fine if they trade with their board 6. So we can eat both the camel, the beast, and the Korsky Fisher. I think it's fine. Okay, they draw a land. The sword is annoying because it taps our card or our Modern Age. No, even more annoyingly, it could tap the Squadron Hawk, and so we don't have a good champ anymore. No, okay. I think this is okay overall. Of course, we could countering it would have been okay. Okay, we are okay thanks to Guardian that can block the beast and Journey on the... I do not think we want to shuffle. I think we just Journey the Skyfisher and cast the Guardian to block the beast. Next turn we Lorien. They have 0 card in hand. They can Lunark, put a flyer on board. It's okay. We have quite a race actually with the Basilisk. They do not have flyers at the moment. Maybe we do not even Lorien. We just... I don't know, but Lorien is strong. If they don't cast fly... But they have the Lunar though. But if they do not cast flyer... Okay, they do cast the flyer. How far are we from triple pumping? 3, 4, 5. We probably go Okay, so this is close because we could keep counterspell up, but they could put the sword on a creature. We probably cast Squadron Oak and tap land, so we have more mana to find the strengths. If we find strengths, we probably have won. This the plan. If we find strengths, we pump the Guardian, we win. Or even a lifelinker, actually. We have to cycle through this Lorien. No strengths in the top 33 is annoying, but it is what it is. We have to play for the strength. Also, we are not that far from triple pumping, but is our opponent paying cost for another beast, maybe? No. Are we alive or are we dead? 3. Probably we're dead. No, maybe we can jump to big creature. Whoa. I think we have to Lorien. Hope to draw. We need the strength. Cat. Okay, we can discard draw it. Unlucky. No strength in the top 32. No strength in the top 32. It happens. This is what I mean, chat. Sometimes you lose. I don't think I would bring Palace Sentinel. Maybe Dispel because they have. But it's very narrow. They have Charm. It's annoying, but it's very narrow. Incredibly unlucky though. No, Charm is good. I think the last time I went no sideboard. Or I cut some journey, maybe. Maybe they cut some journey. Yeah, because they have charm, I think scatter is better. Yeah, I think... yeah. I think I did this exact sideboarding. You need to keep some removal because they might have the Coalition or Honor Guard or the other flag bearer. Okay, this hand is good. You can counter the early aggression with the Essence Scatter and then cast the Guardian. And pressure them. Hope they raffine or do something like that so we can scatter. Wait, we need that passes on turn 2, which would be weird. Good for us if they go super slow, but yeah. Now we can hawk. Perfect curve. I think I would just Guardian next next turn to be mana efficient. And also dropping spell from my hand also is a good blocker into... Okay, it's not a good blocker, so we can reconsider maybe. Yeah. We have even Charm on core is okay. Usually try to keep my charm for their strengths, which they have, or Chocobo, or Flag Bearer. You really could consider charming that now. Charming that pressure and attacking back might be okay. Okay, Edo is putting pressure. Maybe I would have kept back the Guardian, because I don't want to block the... Yeah, would have kept back the Guardian as a blocker for the 2-3. But now we can pump outside strength, keep up counter spell. Yes, just... It's close between keeping up counter spell and playing medic. Okay, it is going really in. I would be respecting the race back a little bit more. But keeping the Guardian back, I don't know if those 2 damages are relevant. Probably he's tired and wants to go to sleep, which is fine. Maybe he thinks we'll be able to double counter strength 1 turn. If we draw... Buzz is square lethal. We draw another counter spell. We play a cat, so we have a lifelinker available. And we keep up the counter spell. What a card, the Guardian of the Guild Pact. I remember when Gates... I think this is okay. You counterspell their pump spell. I don't even know if you counter their Chocobo if they have Chocobo. They are saying they have strength. Do they have strength? I do wonder. Lucky for us, we have won this game. What is Edo thinking? He just pumped. Okay. The game was locked in. Sorry, chat. Jolly was not bad, but overall... Aye. No, please. Not the mulligan into oblivion. I think you have to consider this to not mulligan to 5. Sadly, maybe... Yeah. I probably could have put back some... Oh. Of course. We can fetch double white. If we draw on top land, we can journey the Raffin to save 3 damages. We do not draw the Tap land. The situation is going south. Chat is going south. This is a big race. It's a huge race. Okay, at least we can brainstorm put 2 oak on top, even if it's not relevant at this point. I think you put 2 hawks on top and play like medic. And try to go strengthness, or maybe cat, not even medic, so you can go tap land. Medic blocks better, though. They can't attack with Rafin. What if they play Chocobo? Then it's 4, 3, 7 plus 6. What can... Next turn we will cast Strength, very likely. Okay. And so Strength with the Embalm Cat sounds good, actually. So I think we can go tap land. If they cast Chocobo, we might consider it. Okay, this is not really relevant. Okay. 6 plus 3 is 9. And 2 times 6 is 12. So they... No, it's 5, so it's 10. So we would go to 1. What? Sure. Okay. Very hard the turn. Probably Hawk Journey or Hawk Medic or Hawk Counterspell. Are we alive with Hawk Counterspell? They have Downbringer for the strength, which is crazy. They can bounce it with the... A life linker on the ground is important, but they can block the 1-2. But are we dead then? 4, 5, 6 times 6, 12. Not naturally, we are always dead to Chocobo, except if you counterspell. And the +2/+2 you're alive with counterspell. Sure. Counterspell is what makes you live for the furthest. A great draw would be a land, even greater an untapped land. 5, 5, 10, and 14. You're going to 1 if they pump. Right one. 5, 5, 10, 14. Yes. To 1. They go with the pump spell. Okay. Crazy game. To use the mana, Sedge, but maybe needed. Well, strength to stay alive. Then we are dead to charm on strengths in their turn. They can just charm the strengths. Or they can do it in our end step. We need desperately to draw land. Brainstorm would be great. Brainstorm Hawk, of course. Also land, medic. Okay. Broken Downbringer Cleric signed by Mirko Ciavatta. Okay, land is great, but I do not think we can survive. No, we cannot. It was a good run. Eventually we would have gone to sleep after 5 hours of live. I think we have a good run. Let's talk to Edo for a quick chat